Take a deep breath. Whew. Right. Hi guys, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. I should have said tubester, shouldn't I? But this is a ramble and announcement of a, what would you call it? It's another build and I'm dedicating it to somebody. The reason for this ramble, I was going to actually do some 6mm figures, not a review, reveal, and I thought I'd done such a great job on them, and then realised I'd put the colours the opposite way around, and it took me until last night to have the courage to snip them off, because I had to cut them off. I couldn't save the colours otherwise. Save the colours. By the way, colours in the British Army are flags that you see flying, you know, on Napoleonics and that. We call them colours, and I'm not calling them flags. Yeah, I had to snip the colours off and change them round. I'd used my last 28mm unit. You should think I should know about these things, but I used my last 28mm unit as an example, forgetting it was a Guards unit. And for those of you that don't know, when you see two colours, British Army always infantry units have two colours. One is the regimental colour, which will be the colour, called colours, which will be in the case of, say, the 38th of Foot, the oldest part of my regiment, is yellow. And then you have the Union flag, not the Union Jack. That's flown on a ship, I believe, when it's in harbour. But it's the Union flag. Now, the Union flag is presented by the Sovereign, and it is to remind the regiment of its duty to its Sovereign and to the country as a whole. The regimental flag is presented by the Colonel, and he pays for that himself. Could be she these days, but we're talking back in the day, it was he. And because the Guards, the Sovereign is their Colonel. I'm starting to get messy with it all now, and this is where people start throwing stones at me. But anyway, it's vice versa anyway for the Guards. And of course it was a Guards unit I'd done, and as usual, don't do stuff at 11:30 at night when you're really tired, and you know, because things like that, okay, like that, because you can't even, oh no, further down the cupboard. Where are we? No? That way, whatever. Anyway, top of that cupboard, and 6mm, miles away from there. Yeah, so I had to cut the colours off, and you can't. I've not attempted to put them pole to pole. I've tried to actually attach them near the side of the head. Not very pretty, but it will give it more of a firmer grip than just trying to stick the pole together. I was not trying to separate the paper colours, and I was not going to even try and. I bought myself and he said a welder, a little mini soldering kit a while ago. Never used it yet, but I did half it down. Oh no, and we solder all over my figures, or I'll probably melt them, one of the two. Right, got that out of the way. So that was going to be the video. So now I've got to paint the poles again. Right, I tell you, it was a ramble. Gav rambles. I'm good at it. Not good at much else, but I can ramble. Now, I took a deep breath before I did this video, because I was a bit annoyed that something came up on, don't go on Facebook, it makes people annoyed. I unfriended somebody, not that he was a friend, it was just somebody that asked me for friends a few years ago, I think. Never put a comment on my stuff, I've never put a comment on his stuff. And it was one of the, you know, I do unfollow a lot of people, because a lot of people want to be a friend on Facebook, and their stuff's full of politics and full of religion and full of, you know, anything but painted soldiers or scale models. And sorry guys, if you do, some guys I just don't even, I'm sorry, I just don't agree to it, the following. And others I unfollow anyway. Even if I've let you in as a friend, I'll just unfollow you, because I don't want, I can't be interested. I just I go on Facebook just purely to look at figures and kits. So anyway, this guy had said and I've got to be careful the words, because obviously my head's pretty shot and I don't remember everything. But he said he was going to start doing a model, and he said something about the tragic YouTube, like those tragic YouTubers slurping tea and shooting out of focus videos. And it's weird, you know. People put a lot of ranty stuff. I don't even go near. You know, as I say, I'm not getting sucked into people's politics. You know, whatever your religion, whatever your politics, that's your own bag. Just don't push it on me, you know. And we've had an MP killed by a terrorist this last week, hacked down as they do. And there's a big push at the moment to try and curb the likes of Facebook and actually get them to hold people to responsible. Because we have now got a boom all around the world of people just going at each other, you know. And obviously, because I'm not in those echo chambers, I don't hear that type of stuff, so it doesn't particularly affect me. Because, you know, it's not even debate, is it? That's the problem. It's not debate, it's just shouting at each other. They're never going to even attempt to understand the other person's side of view, even if they don't agree with it. But what upset me over that, and I unfriended it and all that stuff. Never put a comment down. I'm not into it. I'm not going to start. I'm here now saying it on a video, just because it sums up like the sneery attitude of people to others in a time when you're trying to get people to think before they say something, you know. Because when this guy he wasn't insulting anybody in particular. He was just more or less blanket insulting us all. And I am one of them people. My videos are often out of focus. I mean, look now, and I'm sliding down the chair. New camera. It's on my little tripod. £5 tripod is a bit too small for this new, same size, but the balance of the camera, they screw in at a different point, and I have to be a bit careful. It's going to drop in my tea, slurping me tea. Tragic. You couldn't get any more tragic than Gav, you know. But this fella was insulting us all. It wasn't swearing or anything like that. It was just sneering. Now this guy is really, really well educated, you know. Top job. I've seen that over the years when it's popped up on different stuff. And it's freedom of speech. He's got the freedom of speech to sneer at us on here. He wasn't being hateful. A marrow of the channel, Paul Alba, by the way, this is what we do in our community on YouTube. Whether you're into painted figures, whether you're into the wargaming side of it, whether you're into scale modelling, this is the things that I bridge, you know. We might not always get on with each other, and if we don't get on with each other, or we don't agree with that particular person, we just don't go on their channel or whatever, you know. Or if they're doing stuff that's not really our bag, we might still say good luck to them, but we don't hover around that channel particularly. So I'm just going to give a couple of shout outs. They've just gone into my head. Mental health problems, they'll be out again in a minute. So while I'm thinking about them, please go and check Paul Alba out. Stunning painter of ABs. Now, this is community again. Fella sent me a text last night, just congratulating me on some stuff that I painted for him years ago. And he just got them out, and he was just admiring them, and he was saying, I was looking at some other stuff, saw these, and that was really nice of him. You know, we were on we don't text each other a lot, but he's got my obviously my mobile phone number, and he texts that off to me. Paul paints ABs a lot. I called him Mr. AB last night, you won't mind me saying, because he is Mr. AB as far as I'm concerned. Go and check the fella out. He's about 50 from the 1,000, and he's been on here at least, me and him go back years and years on here, and he was on there a good 6 months probably before me. So go and check Paul Alba out. Paints the little guys that you see me paint, not 6 mils. But the 18mm AB Napoleonics, if you're into that, go check him out. He also does a few 28s as well, and a lot of 20mm World War II stuff. So yeah, go check Paul out. Also, another gentleman who's popped up on a lot of the shout outs and thanked me for shouting these new channels out to him and that. Tabletop Generals. I haven't shouted that fella out, and I should have done, and I apologise for that. So go check Tabletop Generals out. He's a war gamer and obviously paints the figures and all that type of stuff. So German lad, and you won't be disappointed with the Lee from Battle Bunker HQ, another great channel. Go check Lee and Mel out, and Jamie, happy birthday, sort of. Go and check these guys out. But what I'm trying to say is these are shoot them and me down now. Tragic YouTubers. This guy had completely, when he threw his dart, he completely missed whatever number he was trying to hit, because we're not tragic. We're a bunch of like-minded people crossing those genres. I'm not saying that you all want to cross into each other's territory, it's just that I happen to. And on the whole, people, of course you're going to get a bit of sniping and that, just like this fella had been doing, but on the whole, people look out for each other. I mean, the amount of people, you all know I've got my head problems, and the amount of people that have helped me out, not just sending me stuff and that. As I say, I always say it's the thought of sending something that somebody sent than the thing itself, although that's obviously very kind of them. But it's just like, the comments and, the bit of laughs we have. As I say, I hardly leave this blooming house, apart from to take my pop out, and I've lost my one, and I've only got my one left. I'm going to Telford. Please, COVID, I ain't been it yet that I know of. Don't hit me now. Let me go to Telford. And don't shut Telford down. I'm so looking forward to that, but my outlet is on here. I'm never gonna be Plasmo. I'm never gonna be Night Shift. I'm never gonna be Serestro or any of these other guys that are brilliant at the editing, brilliant at the camera footage and all that stuff. I haven't got the money for it. But even then, that's not the... Keep rolling back. I swear I'm sinking down. Or my chins are getting bigger. That's probably the case. I'm never going to be them guys. And a lot of these guys aren't ever going to be these guys. We're not aiming to be. We're just here, being positive, enjoying... And I know this is a bit of a... I suppose you could call it a rant, but it did affect me, because my Mara Paul, and again because Paul Albert, he won't mind me saying this. It's like people, he calls them dark clouds, and there's always these blooming dark clouds hanging around the periphery, sneering and sniping. I see them on forums. I'm not a member of forums, but I see them on forums. I see them on the Facebook groups. I hardly put, very rarely do I put anything down on the Facebook groups I'm in, because photograph-wise of my own stuff, because they're very careful not to say rip you to shreds, but you end up with a load of sniping comments. I had a fella telling me that my Saxons, he didn't realise that my Saxons was the guy that I painted for the commission I'm on now. It's the Saxons I painted for the same guy, and he didn't realise that the Saxons had stucco coloured uniforms. he thought they were white. And could I tell him the book that I'd seen these stucco uniforms in? Now, what he was doing was having a go at me for, in his case, in his view, not painting those uniforms white enough. And I should never have given him the oxygen, really, to bother replying. And I did, and I never give him any fire back. I just said, it's my artist's interpretation of it. I like to paint in the warm whites where possible, and I painted him in a warm white. But he was 100% having a pop at me, but trying to wrap it up enough. And he even had the balls to come back. Sorry, YouTube. And he even had the cojones to come back and say, thank you very much, you know, type of thing for you know, as if I had to explain anything to him. And that came on top of on the one Facebook group that I still am a member of, and that came across on top of a couple of others. And you know, I just thought, I don't need this. But you see what I'm trying to say? The people out there, they can't help themselves. They live to put other people down. Now they'll say they're not. This guy with his tragic YouTubers. Why are we tragic? You know, why are we tragic? We're just doing our thing. We're not hurting anybody. We come from all over the world. You know, I've got Maras all through the UK. I've got Maras in Ireland, Republic of. I've got Maras in the United States, in Canada, Sweden, Japan, Germany. You know, I know I'm going to start missing people out now. This is what I'm trying. The Netherlands, France, you know, Belarus. I like. Yeah, you know, we all just get on, no matter what conflicts our countries go through. It's, you know, we all get on. Why are we tragic? You know, we're not hurting anybody. We're just doing our videos, you know, and we entertain each other. And hopefully we entertain a lot more people out there that might not leave comments, you know. They might not even be YouTubers in the sense of they can, you know, put a comment down or anything. But hopefully they find something on one of our channels that's of interest. As I say, some of us, when we get to 1,000, we put the adverts on. You get, after, I think it's taken me a year to get my, by the way, made £60 out of my, see, up front Gav all the time. 60 quid I made out of my adverts. I got a first instalment on that. And somebody with no income, that's like 600 quid. It might as well be 6,000. It's done great to help pay towards a bill. Yeah, we put adverts on. A lot of the time, people put adverts on because if you don't, YouTube won't push your channel forward. It's their way of making you really put adverts on. I do it because I have no income apart from the few soldiers I paint every year, and with my head's been particularly problematic these last few months, and I've been really slow. Not that all my clients know. I've got about 3 clients behind this one, and they all know, and they're all perfectly happy, which is, I can't thank them enough. But yeah, you know, I know I'm rambling all over the shop here. It's one of Gav's rambles, isn't it? We do our best to look out for each other, you know what I mean? We're not always doing stuff that people like. My ship model, HMS Kent, that doesn't get a lot of love. I don't blame people. They're 40-minute videos, and ships aren't everybody's thing. I don't mind, but it's my channel. You know what I mean? I enjoy ships. I want to make them. There's other stuff, you know. There's stuff that other people put on their channels. Now, I might like 5 out of the 10. And when I say like, I'll always like your stuff. I just mean, you know, there might be 5 that particularly hold my interest out of those 10. That's fine. But we're still around for each other, you know. We look out for each other. And I don't think we're tragic. Yeah, our videos, probably 2/3 of us on here that I know of, our videos are probably blurred at times. I did the unboxing of the Polar never expecting it not to get in the camera. I was rushed. I'd got a load of noise around the house at the time, and it was the only time I could get that video because I needed to get onto other stuff. So people got, you know, if you don't know Gav's channel and you've just found that particular video because you were interested in that kit, you're probably thinking, what a useless, what a useless video that was, really. I do what I do. You know, you guys do what you do. Some of us are better at the videoing and the editing, and a lot of guys really enjoy that side of it. I don't particularly, you know, I just do my videos. I try and make them as best lit as I can so that you can get, especially with the figures and that, so you can really see what I'm, especially if I'm doing these paint along videos. So yeah, in fact, actually, let's just really just pee this guy off real good. I actually made this specifically. Hang on. I'm sorry for doing this. Slurp me tea. My life. How tragic am I? Right, guys. I'm trying to. If you're thinking, yeah, well, you're getting really negative, Gav. Yeah, I am. But this is the point I'm going to now make. This is turning somebody carping on the sidelines that don't know any of us, but wants to foment discord, and he's achieved it because I've made this video. But I wanted to show that as many malcontents that are out there, no matter how many sneerers are out there, there are really top-notch people in the fishbowl that we swim in. So, new project. I was actually going to do it last winter because it's more of a wintry one. Then I was going to do it in the summer, thinking, well, this is going to be good when I'm doing a winter scene. But now we're coming into the winter, so it's probably just on time. This is a Sherman M4a3. I think I did an unboxing of it, so I'm not going to do that. That was ominous. Sherman. Do you recognise this Victor Cena? You should do, because you sent me this along with an M48. Victor took the time out of his day to send me that. It's taken a long time, as I always say to people, if you do send me stuff, it can be, I have to have it in my head to want to do a particular subject. You will get built, they don't get sold off, they don't get given away, unless, sorry, okay Paul, but yeah, you know, not without that person knowing that they've been given away. And when, by the say given away, I gave one away that I couldn't build. So thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Beetle, for the original FT17. I did build the second one. They know about that anyway. And somebody else has got the enjoyment of trying to rescue that kit and rebuild it. Victor sent me that, another fellow YouTuber. Now, me and Victor go back, well, Vic, I've always called you Victor because you started out as Victor, which is why, if you know, that's why I can still call you Victor on my comments now. Victor sent me those out of the blue. Customs had a field day. And it was just really, really kind of him. Fellow YouTuber, we go back again years on here. We have, you know, he war games, as I say, I'm a lapsed war gamer. He continues occasionally to war game. He paints figures, but this is where we both get the joy of painting figures. He paints busts, large scale, does a lot more than I do. And he is recently, I say recently, he's always done the odd scale model, but he's been pushing more out recently, and he's gone into automotive. That's cars for me. You know, he's over in Oregon in the States, by the way, and he's got really into that. Now, I like seeing a car without being a massive builder of cars myself. But again, this is what I'm saying, you can enjoy the enthusiasm of other people. Now, like me, now, sorry Victor, I'm going to drag you into this. He's not trying to be a film company, you know. His videos are the best that he can do. he, you know, I'm trying to, because I'm trying not to dig victory on myself in a giant hole here. They're a bit like mine. You know what I mean? They're shot on whatever he shoots his stuff on, but he's not trying to be, you know, George Lucas. That's the only word I can think of. You know, he's just another fellow YouTuber. We're on low budgets, and we're just sharing our joy of what we do with a well-founded and well-built-up group of people. And this isn't cliquey group of people. You know what I mean? I'm talking when I say, I'm not just talking about fellow channel. I call them channel marrows only because we all, you know, as in we make content. But I'm talking about all the really good people that we all know. Some of them aren't on, you know, my videos. They don't comment on my videos. They'll only comment on his or somebody else's. You know what I mean? And some cross over to everybody's. It just depends what people are into. But all them kind people out there that I class the same as the guys that are making the channel content, you know, because they're all part of it and they put their 3 pennies in, as we say over here, you know, with a kind comment. And I should have said, see, this is my head going now. I'm dedicating this to Victor. He sent me this. I'm going to build this, and I'm dedicating this to Victor. Vic's Minis. There are other people I need to do some dedications to, actually. You all know who you are, and you will get a dedicated type kit at some stage. It's by the way, Greg Riley pops up again in this as well, because again the tracks appeared from Mr. Riley. I can't thank you enough, Greg. Let's just hope that I can build them and they actually fit this tank, although it does say they do on the thing. But then again, they were made for people that could actually build tracks. But Greg Riley's got in here as well, because he will be getting a dedication at some stage. At the moment, we are trying to build a small statue to him outside our chip shop. But we've got several statues that got to go to YouTubers around Kings Winford, and it's going to take a while. Right, yeah. Thanks, Victor, for that, and it's going to be built. It's not going to have a huge dio. It will be classic Gavis, isn't it? It's not going to have this, not going to have that. And it always changes, but it's going to be on a small. There will be a small vignette. It has got some soldiers with it. I'm not sure whether I'll do them or not yet. I don't know. But yeah, guys, yeah, I just felt like getting that off my chest. No names have been mentioned. I just at a time, and I'm not linking this to the MP's death, because at a time when social media of all forms has gone absolutely ridiculous. You know, if you are on any form of social media, including YouTube, it's just awash with people trying to bring other people down. And it's a real shame, because I don't see the need for it. You know, we're here to, as I've always said, these hobbies are here to pick us up, and they do. Even though sometimes when you're building tank tracks, they might occasionally bring you down. But or filling an aeroplane scene, or trying to get this boot line in a minute on this ship. Yeah, at times, you know, the hobbies themselves can be frustrating as you learn your way how to build stuff and that. You know, it's same with figure painting, isn't it? You know, I've actually been going back to these Spanish paintings I mentioned. I've got a couple of great looking dwarfs. I'm actually really pleased with them for my, not pleased how I cleaned them up, because they're 3D printed that I've done. But you'll get that in a couple of 3 days time. I just need to fill under one of the heads. But yeah, but learning that stuff, nothing is easy from a standing start, apart from a few really lucky people. The rest of us, it's, you know, it's a hard slog, but we get there, and that's the important bit. We enjoy where we're going, and we enjoy the comrades that we meet along the way. And as I keep saying, I'm in here for the people I meet, not so much any advertising revenue. Although thank you, Mr. YouTube, Google AdSense, whatever you are, to help and pay him a bill for this month. But yeah, you know, it's not that. It's just the comradeship of knowing other people are out there and they're enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm enjoying what they're doing, you know. And I shouldn't maybe I shouldn't have let it get to me that I've made a video over it. As I say, this isn't one of them. I don't like it when people. I've had a couple of people. I must say I don't like it. They meant they weren't trying to wind me up or anything. I've heard people in the past, you know, say, "Oh, I like your rant videos." I don't call them rant videos, because if you call them rant videos, that's just clickbait stuff for people to tune in. Oh, what's this guy ranting around? And I'm not, although I am, if that makes sense. But I've just felt, you know, it's just annoying that no matter what's said, how many people say, you know, everybody just be a bit more kinder to people. You still have people out there that sneer at others. For what reason, you know? What reason? Well, I'll leave you with that one, guys. Again, more on the Sherman will be coming up. Yeah, I know. How many more things, Gav? But I've been planning to do this for ages, and it's going on and on and on. It's never going to get started. And I started... Oh, Ramble again. I've opened an Instagram account. And what I've actually been really enjoying on that is people are putting photographs up of builds and paint figures busted in rather than, you know, it's quick to take a photograph on there and just then send it straight off. And I've been really enjoying that, because I can see the close-up pictures of it, you know. Don't have to go and join a group on Facebook. I know it's all part of Facebook, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, there's nothing I've put up yet. In fact, my little thingy, I've got actually nothing in me phone to look at as photographs, because I just get rid of them if I have made a photograph. And I'd actually taken a photograph because of the colours. I wanted to look at the colours again, literally of a bramble bush that was walking Archie out on the common, that was turning its colours. And I wanted to take that because I like the colours, and I was interested in looking into them a bit more. Things you do as a painter. But so that's up there at the moment, just to say it's a picture, you know what I mean? But there's nothing else yet. But what I'm hoping to do is, now I've got my feet under the table there, is start loading up photographs on a, you know, maybe even, you know what I'm like, maybe even a daily basis, just to show what I'm doing and what I'm working on at the time. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's rant over. It's not a rant. I'm not calling it a rant. just despairing, despairing of people's tolerance levels for others. Right, guys, look after yourselves. I'll do a coming up shout now quickly. 6 mils will be coming up once I've painted those poles for the colours. I'm not exactly sure if that's the technical term for them, poles, but I mean, we have a flagpole, don't we? I've never carried the colours, and I don't know if they're called poles or not. But yeah, I'm just going to put a dab of brown paint on those. So that'll be them. And I say the dwarves, the guys stood on a giant's head. I know, and it's because they're 3D printed, and I've just used a 3D print. I've just wanted it to make a stony base, which it already is. So I've not put no sand on or anything like that. I'm going to have to. He is just floating a bit, so I'm going to have to shove some form of putty under there and see if I can make it into roughly looking a bit more part of the stretch. See, again, you don't get much out of Gav. I ain't got much education. Strata might be a word. So Joe the Barbarian, I was going to show him. Now the problem with Joe the Barbarian is, I think I said this before, I went to print his nemesis off, and only his base appeared. So probably have to sort another nemesis out for Joe. But I might do a video of that just to show, because I was really pleased with the little base that's come along. As I say, sometime over the weekend, you probably won't see a video yet, but I need to really stick into the Tommy's War figure that I've 3/4 done, get him painted, and then let's get this blooming little base sorted out, this little vignette, because it's shrunk. That's that. The ship, obviously, you guys ain't going to want to see that anytime soon. So until I've got a fair bit more done on that, you know, she'll be pooping along in the background. So the main one after that, 30 Years War figures. I'm going to be having a good 6 hours on. I've done another 2, and I need another 2 done to show you the 4. So I need a good 6 hours on those couple to get them 3/4 of the way there. But there'll be a video of that coming up sooner rather than later. The artillery figure, we had the beginner's paint on. I've just been sanding his base last night. I'm going to put another coat in a bit of PVA over it just to seal it, and then we'll just do a quick. I'll go through what I've done and I think I'll just talk through it as I stick the last tufts down, and I've tidied him up as well. And then really, as I say, probably some cowboy figures. We'll have a paint along. I don't know if I'll call them beginners now, but you know, a paint along with what I'm doing on them. So fair bit going on. Oh, Pink Panther base, I need to get that sorted as well. What I've got to do with that is stick some rocks down, do some bit of deserty terrain around it. It's just been, you're making videos for half an hour, 50 minutes long. Time goes. Right guys, look after yourselves, and we'll speak soon on another video.